Why do I say that Miano and Lithuri should be held responsible? It is because the problem or the scandal is under the portfolio of their ministerial work, and they have taken long time to even identify the individuals who are responsible, because it has been argued that the fertilizer is directly from cereals board. The fertilizer is direct from cereals board. Why can't they run from KTDA? A parastatal that is able to supply fertilizer to its farmers in a very efficient way. And it has been a joke. It has been a joke to most of the cabinet secretaries. They are very well paid, but they take the Kenyans for granted. Remember Article 1 of the Kenyan Constitution says that, or provides that, all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya and shall be exercised only in accordance with the Constitution. So the people have the sovereign power. Those who are representatives of the people who should exercise the powers on their behalf are not doing the same. Just take an example of presidential disputed election in Kenya. With several polling stations, it takes only 2 weeks for the disputes to be determined. Agriculture is a section, it's just a section of the Kenyan industry. It takes the CS responsible for trade and agriculture 2 weeks not to understand what is taking place in their ministry. Earlier on in elsewhere, I had indicated that agriculture is the backbone of the Kenyan economy, but it has been taken for granted, and that's why many people are suffering. There's unemployment everywhere. Housing comes nearly to fourth in provision of employment. But if agriculture, if the minister, the CS for agriculture is very serious, the issue of unemployment will come to an end within at the shortest time possible in the Republic of Kenya. But how can he be serious if he's distributing stones in the form of fertilizer to Kenyans, and at a time when there is rain, when the rains are back? How can he distribute stones in the form of fertilizer when the rains are back? Remember, the Kenya Kwanza government puts agriculture transformation and inclusive growth as one of the major plans. It also puts housing and settlement, healthcare, digital superhighway and creative industry, as well as macro, small and medium enterprise. What does this show or indicate to Ruto's government? Because already agriculture is being sabotaged by distributing fake fertilizer. The farmers have said it, and the farmers are the main stakeholders in this. Second, there are issues with NHIF. I saw someone at the coast totally suffering. The doctors are on strike. So the person could be waiting for his last minutes, breathe. Second, there are issues surrounding housing. So there are many issues that the Ruto government must look into if it aims at improving the welfare of the people's life. Earlier on, we also said, in the first case, why is it that the government should distribute fertilizer through the National Cereals Board? And we advised the CS to go the KTDA way, because today we have to worship our members of parliament in order to get the fertilizer. What if the CS brings the fertilizer to Kenya and sells the fertilizer? If he wants the fertilizer to be sold at 2,500, he sells to various distributors at 1,800, so that fertilizer is available everywhere in any market, because we don't have to be registered so that we can buy fertilizer. The fertilizer is actually, or has actually been, a discriminated commodity. We have the one for the government which is cheaper, and we have another one for our businessmen which is expensive. This implies that because the government has got an habit of bringing the fertilizer when the rains are over, it implies that we will buy the fertilizer from the businessmen who are very expensive. So the ideas of His Excellency the President have not been achieved, simply because of these men who are not serious in their offices. So there has to be a way in which the fertilizer that is brought to Kenya, or whichever, has to be of the same price, whether you buy in a retail shop or in National and Cereals Board. Actually, the one that should be National and Cereals Board should be free fertilizer, and then the one of 2,500 in various shops should be the one put, so that we can eliminate food insecurity, which has been there in Kenya even after 60 years of independence. So policy issues surround the Mithika Lithuri office, and he should be told to do something about it, about fertilizer. The next question was, should these farmers be compensated? In China, if the sovereign people demonstrate, like now the manner in which doctors are demonstrating, they are given what they want. After being given what they want, if it is a salary increase, then the government goes back to its people and question them, why did you give time until such a time these people are demonstrating? Because they demonstrate because there has been inconsistency of their salary increment. If it was being done as stipulated, then the government cannot feel that pinch. When the government goes back, all of those people who are involved, who made the doctors, or who are now making farmers to suffer, are punished. And the punishment comes in this form. They can be sacked. They can be sacked and sent home because they have not taken their work very careful. For example, I know one of the rules of KEBS is that if part of your products have been found fake or have been suspected to be fake, and you are a manufacturer or a supplier, you will call them back. We have not seen those manufacturers involved in the production of this. Okay, just as I was saying, in China, once you have been found that you are the troubleshooter, that you are not performing your duties as it is required, the demonstrators are compensated. Like now, in the case of Lintuli, the farmers should be compensated immediately. They should be given back their money, and this will allow him to deal with those who are selling fake fertilizer, even if now it takes time. If he immediately gives back the money to the farmers, it will make him in a better position. He will appear to be more legitimate, more unknowing what was happening than like now. Because if it doesn't compensate them, the rains are here with us, meaning most of these farmers are not going to plant. You will not know what is happening next year, because next year is prepared today. The food that we shall be eating next year is being prepared today. So they should be compensated immediately or given lightful fertilizer so that the farming activities can take place as they look for a better way of distributing fertilizer, and as they look for mechanisms of identifying illegal products in the market. I saw some of the MPs saying if they can sell fertilizer, if they can sell stones to farmers, what are being sold? What are people being sold for in the various shops? It means we may be consuming some substances which are unhealthy or unhelpful to our health. And then the third question, was, should Miano and Lithuri be sacked? Actually, this became an issue not from me, but from the members of parliament, the opposition members, calling for the sacking of Mithika Lithuri and Miano. Actually, it should not be a sacking. These ministries are well funded. And last time when we were dealing with the independence of institutions, we said that where institutions are well funded, for example, if the police oversight or if the police national service is well funded, if the judiciary is well funded, why should there be mistakes? And once there is such a mistakes, you don't need to be sacked. You take responsibility by resigning, because you have you have all the facilities, you have all that it takes you to be in that ministry. You are controlling everything. It means you are unable. If you can take 2 weeks to decide, if you can take 2 weeks to know whether there is fake fertilizer, and the stakeholders are telling you what you are selling us are simply stones, it is honorable. It's an honorable thing just to write a letter to the authority and tell them, because these mistakes have been done before my eyes and I cannot establish the truth, put someone else as I go to rest with my family. So you don't need to wait to be sacked. It is immoral to be paid money that you are not working for. These two institutions, these two ministries are very well funded. The Ministry of Agriculture is very well funded, such that we shouldn't have these mistakes. We have a number of workers within the ministry. How does it come that fake fertilizer gets into their national cereals and produce board? The honorable thing that CS should have done is to immediately get on with a few individuals who might have been suspected even before the police comes in. But now, if he's not able to see them, then the honorable thing to do is not to sleep on the money, on the resources of Kenyans, whereby he is not able to represent his appointing authority, and is also not able to represent the people of Kenya. So it's an honorable thing to say to His Excellency the President, to thank him for the opportunity which he gave to him, or they gave to him, but they have been unable to discharge the duties as according to the requirements. So it is not good to ask them or to remind them what they should do. We have very many Kenyans who can do that job. As I was saying, KEBS has got provisions that once you realize that you have supplied a product that is substandard in the market, you immediately lash and remove it in the shelves. Even from the shops that you had supplied, you call your customers, your prospective customers, and tell them, kindly Don't sell that product, return it back to me. Don't wait. You don't have to wait for various institutions that the final point that the office of the Auditor General to investigate. It is too late for the office of the Auditor General to investigate this issue. I've seen many people talk of waiting for the Auditor General to investigate. You see, there's a mistake being done by various government agencies, and they say as a person who is responsible that you wait for the Auditor General to investigate. Once he finds a mistake there, and you had seen that mistake, then it becomes an honorable thing for you to resign. For today, my viewers, I'm happy, and all I can request you is to subscribe, comment, and share. We shall be giving ideas on various aspects, on various political, social, and economic happenings, not just in our country, but globally. So, for you not to miss this chance, subscribe, share, comment, as well as like. Thank you. Have a blessed Ramadan and Easter. Thank you so much.